Put in because we thought she was so funny. I was a comedian in New Orleans, and I saw her perform twice when I was out there, and she just blew me away. So she was in town, and we asked her to be on the show. So please give a round of applause for Molly Ruben-Long, everybody.
I'm going to start off by just sharing something that's been concerning me lately. I think that the opening sequence for The Real Housewives of New York Season 6 was too honest. Most of you have good taste. Okay, I'll explain. So every season of Real Housewives, they have an opening sequence, right, where the women like flip their hair and they have a little slogan, right? And usually it's something harmless, like, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, whatever. Like, no cries for help. But on season 6 of Real Housewives of New York, here are two real slogans from the show. All right, one, she just goes, her name is Sonia, a little background info. She goes, sometimes Sonia just has to go commando. What can I say? What can you say, Sonia? I don't know, maybe you can say, I'm gonna wake up this morning a postmenopausal woman with a preteen daughter, and I'm gonna put underpants on. I feel like we can expect that much of you, you know? Another real slogan from the show, she just goes, I may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I'm pretty. Okay, you said it for us, thank you. I just feel like they're gonna get more honest, you know? They're gonna have like, someone be like, I accidentally brushed up against a middle-class person the other day, and now I'm sure I have AIDS. My depression is crippling, but my Botox makes me unable to cry. One of the ones from Real Housewives of New Jersey last season just ended in namaste, bitches, so it gets better. Dan Savage was right. I'm probably just jealous of those women because I am an underemployed millennial. Anyone else? I'll rise up and have terrible health insurance. I am very underemployed. To highlight this point, the other day I was at a party with a bunch of my friends who have jobs with like salaries or whatever, and they told me that the week before, everyone I was friends with on LinkedIn received an email that said, congratulate Molly on her work anniversary. 4 years at none. Proud moment for my grandma, who's my LinkedIn friend. But I do, in New Orleans, I pieced together a couple jobs. One of my jobs, I drive a pedicab in the French Quarter in New Orleans, which is a gorgeous, like, it's a beautiful job. You get paid to exercise, you know. But it's also a license for people to say the weirdest shit to you. I mean, especially men to women, because patriarchy, right? So for instance, a guy got on my pedicab recently, and he told me he would pay me extra, this is true, if I took my hair down and flipped it in a sensual way, because he has a thing for women with brown hair. I was like, excuse me, sir, how much we talking? $7.50? No, I'll take quarters, it's fine. Just not like parking meter. But that's mild, like, it's gross, like, it gets so gross. You guys would be shocked how many men have asked if they can make their face my bike seat. Oh, it's disgusting. And it's like mostly disgusting because we're talking about New Orleans in the summer. I've been hauling rednecks from Mississippi for 8 hours. It's not gumdrops and lollipops down there. It's closer to the jungles of Vietnam, if we're being honest. A real quagmire. One of these days I'm gonna look one of those men in the eye and be like, you do? I dare you. They do, men are gross. So speaking of gross, I also work with children. They are the grossest. The other day a little girl sneezed so violently on this little boy that he was just crying covered in someone else's snot. And I was like, maybe God is real, because that's a miracle. What did I just witness? That was great. I like working with little kids especially because they get so excited to share their accomplishments with you. Like one time this 5-year-old girl came up to me and she was like, Miss Maui! You know, they talk all fucked up. Miss Maui! I got an award in gymnastics the other day! And I was like, congratulations, that's amazing, you know? And she was like, everyone got an award! And I was like, your dreams are an illusion, end it now. She didn't listen. She's still around. I was also recently let go from my relationship. So, oh no, I was dumped. It sucks to get dumped, you know, but I got over once I realized that marriage is just a game of chicken to see who's going to get Alzheimer's first. Not that I need to be a part of. And I've been very successful as a single woman, getting that big D. Probably because I'm a grown woman with bangs who's like says things like, I don't think I believe in monogamy anymore. And men are like, yeah, I'll put my dick in that. That's good bet. But you gotta be careful, like even when you're being single, having fun, not to get attached, Like, I recently read this article, I don't know if you guys know this, but apparently, every time a man has sex with a woman, it releases a hormone in her that makes her listen to every podcast he's ever been on. Science fact. I've done the research. I think at this point I'm like sick of falling in love. Like at this point falling in love feels like getting a parking ticket. It's like, again, I misread the signs. I thought that was okay. The longer I wait on this, the more I'm gonna have to pay. I don't know. I think the only benefit I can see to having a boyfriend, a friend of mine said that her boyfriend just bought her a very expensive vibrator. I guess because, he realized the male penis is useless. And I was like, what? Like, that's never happened to me. Like, I am just currently masturbating to the Amazon.com page for a Hitachi Magic Wand. That's where I'm at. Use the old imagination. That's tough. I don't know. Being single in New Orleans is really not that bad. That is just like one hot orgy all the time. It's wonderful. I love living there. Like, we've got everything. We've got music, we've got food, we've got jazzy gun violence. We got it. This is so violent. When you're living in New Orleans means that your Facebook feed is just like covered with articles about like really scary things that have happened in your neighborhood, and then like friends trying to give advice, right? They'll be like, be careful, like walk in groups. Walk in groups is the worst advice. That is just the Costco of robbery. Like, it's like, oh, there's 3 of them? No, that is a sale on white women. 3-for-1 deal. Like, that's I don't know. I love living there, though. I belong to this very weird gym there. This is true. I belong to a gym called the New Orleans Athletic Club. It has a bar and a lounge. So you can get drunk, take a nap, and be like, whew, what a workout. Really my kind of gym. And it's amazing, too, because the New Orleans Athletic Club has been an athletic club in the French Quarter for 150 years. Like, there is so much history there. Like, when I'm on the treadmill, I can just hear the ghosts of the founding members being like, what the fuck are women and black people doing here? Because this is Louisiana. So, I don't know what you're thinking. Like, the only women allowed in the original New Orleans Athletic Club were, like, smuggled in to give blowjobs in a sauna or something. Which, like, 9 times out of 10 is not why I'm at the gym. I love living in New Orleans too because there's so much every single night of the week going on. Like, there's so many choices of things to do, Probably like here, and I love choices. I mean, you could say I am pro-choices. Just like ones I make every day, right? Like, should I choose to take that guy home? Yeah. Should I choose to make him wear a condom? No. Should I choose to spend 9 months sober and viciously gassy while a bunch of cells claw their way through my uterus till they're ready to come out of a hole this big, which of course they can't, so they're gonna rip my flesh on the way out. And then when they come out a crying, screaming monster covered in my innards, I'm fiscally and emotionally responsible for them for at least 18 years. Nowadays we're like 30, look around. And at that point, they have their own choice to make. Right? They can choose whether or not to blame all of their problems on me. Or I could choose to spend 45 minutes at Planned Parenthood. Choices I make every day, you guys. Everyday choices. Don't worry. I mean, I know a lot of you are concerned. I'm not going to get that done in Louisiana. No. I'm going to take that abortion underground railroad right up north to freedom. Because, unfortunately, the state I live in was named the worst in which to be a woman. We did it, you guys. #1 in misogyny. Pretty tight. A couple reasons why, right? Like, why? Okay, one reason. In Louisiana, there's only one OBGYN. Sorry, gentlemen, that's doctor and lady. Just one OBGYN for every 13,136 women. Yeah, it's like, I'm not originally from there. When I first moved down there, like, all my northern prejudice came out. I was like, where am I going to find another sex-positive feminist gynecologist? Like, my imagination is that they're all just a bunch of Cajun alligators who are ahead of their men's rights activism groups, Like, I walk in, they're like, it smells, get out of here! Another reason, why it sucks to be half the population in Louisiana is our governor, Mr. Bobby Jindal, the worst guy. Well, by the way, did the portrait of him circulate around here? He has this portrait of himself hanging in his office. Did anyone see this? No, okay. So he has a portrait of himself in his office that looks like him, but more Caucasian. It's like he found an artist and was like, paint me like one of your white governors. Dress for the job you want, Bobby. That's good. He hates himself as much as I hate him. It's good. He's the worst. Anyway, last summer he signed this bill into law that shut down 2 of the 4 places to get an abortion in the state, meaning that the closest one to New Orleans is 300 miles away. But luckily, we still have really good film tax credits, so I smell like coming-of-age road trip comedy. Plus, I think it says something about women who choose to live in Louisiana. You know, we like a challenge. It's like, sure, I could live in California or Massachusetts. No, I'm gonna pick my state like I pick my men. Broke and disregarding all my civil liberties. I'm gonna leave you guys on this just to remember me. My name is Molly, and I know some of you might be thinking, wait a minute, that's a drug's name. You'd be correct. I share a name with MDMA, as the kids call it. I think that's not the only thing we have in common, to be honest, because when a man first takes me, he is also driven to sudden bouts of euphoria. Uh-oh. And if he's not careful, he'll wake up the next morning with a tight jaw. Because I've got a real tough vagina. Thank you.